Gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the stream where things do look a little bit different. I hate to report this, boys, but things look different for a darn reason. You see, the last stream I had for this game, if you guys watched it, you'll know that my game crashed right at the end of the stream, and the autosave didn't work. I don't know why, but it didn't. So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck playing from an older save where I haven't made peace with the Ptolemies. I haven't made peace with the Lugi. I just conquered Larissa. That's kind of the current disposition of my armies. Let's see, these guys are marching into the Ptolemaic possessions. I'm still haven't landed in Libya yet with this army and navy. Well, long story short, things are not nearly as settled or established as they were from the end of my last stream, but I really can't do anything about it because my game crashed, and this is really the best I can do. But it doesn't really matter, though. I mean, the Spartan campaign, we're still in a pretty decent position here. I'm not, extremely upset or anything like that. I'm just a little bit disappointed, you know? I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed. It is annoying when your game crashes, for quite obvious reasons, I'd suggest, but it is what it is, right? Can't really get upset about these things. You just need to pick it up, move on, and save more often. Always save, boys. Save as often as you can. But in any case, guys, as of before, we're at war with the Ptolemies, we're at war with the Lugi, and we're at war with Rome. Rome has become a somewhat passive player in the affairs of Greece, primarily because they're at war with so many factions. They're basically at war with everybody in Thrace and Greece, right? Me, the Lugi, and the Dricians. So that doesn't help Rome. Also, they're fighting the Punic Wars right now, so they're a little bit focused on Carthage and the great Mediterranean Empire. So, it's kind of allowing us to be a little safer in Greece than we otherwise would be, although the Lugi moved into Larissa and we just took it back, which is very nice. And the thing is that the Lugi basically abandoned Pella in order to focus on the Dricians, so I could potentially take the settlement from them if I so wish to. Just we'll see. In my last save, I was able to actually make peace with the Lugi. No, this is the Romans. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, the Lugi. They don't like me, but I was able to make peace with them because Pella is exposed. Doesn't appear that they wish to entertain such a peace with me right now, though. Let's see, yeah, we have one of these. I mean, 2 public order buildings is not bad. I don't know, we could just push into Pella. It seems like a pretty good opportunity to go and take the city, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go take it. Sure, we're gonna lose men by auto-resolving, but I mean, look at that, boys. Look at that. A beautiful victory for us. And you know what? I'm just gonna go build up. Oh man, this is actually a very well-developed city, I have to say. This is a very, very, very nice city. Quite impressed with it, in fact. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, boys. I mean, there we have it. We've captured the all-important capital of Macedon. And now I'm thinking, why don't we sail down the Nile here? Be nice. I mean, it's not like this pathetic Egyptian navy can possibly dispute my supremacy over the waters of the region. Simultaneously, we'll have these armies scurry forward. We can recruit more men in Judea. Let's see if this army can go receive some... what do I think will be ideal here? I know, you just go get like a Helot archer or maybe some sort of mercenary, albeit nah, there aren't good mercenaries in this region. I don't really rate camels that highly personally. I know they scare horses, but I just don't rate them very highly. My anti-camel bias, you know, we're too slow. We're too slow in my opinion. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, dude, look at this. There's like 4 full armies over here, but if I sail down to Nile and take Myos Homos, then it'll kind of give the Egyptians some issues, you know? It'll make them a little bit jumpy, I think. Well, yeah, there we have it. Nice. And, oh, Anthea got taken back by the Drisians. I didn't even realize this, because this was taken by the Lugi previously. So it's not too bad. It's actually a nice little victory for our alliance, I suppose. Let's see. What else can we do? And yeah, we can go investigate a little bit here with his champion. I mean, I think a spy is probably best used just spying on the, you know, majority of the Ptolemaic troops. So we'll keep him around here. But now it looks like 4 units concentrated on wiping the Ptolemies out. I mean, it's definitely where the bulk of my army is. I have 2 armies operating in Macedon and then, you know, 1 army just safeguarding Armenia. Now, I kind of feel that I'm a little bit overextended, you know? Like, we don't have the ability to fight 3 factions, very similar strength to us, albeit the Lugi, the Romans, and the Ptolemies aren't focusing extensively on us. So, it's not the end of the world that we're up against all these factions. Like, if they were going hardcore against us, it would be a bit of an issue. But luckily the Ptolemies are more defensive, the Lugi seem to be focusing on my ally who's weaker, and the Romans are focused on Carthage. And it's because of these alternate focuses that we're able to actually survive and expand. But if such a balance ends, things can get a lot spicier real quick. And that's why we're trying to focus mostly on wiping the Ptolemies out right now. Want to get them off the field, out of the game. You know, their territory is very fertile, very nice, very good to have. Our territory would end up bordering that of Carthage, who is effectively our ally. So, you know, it's a lot of reasons to want to take that territory. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sail down the Nile. Want to dump our troops out here. So in 1 turn, our troops will come up on land. And, well, we're going to be exposed to a lot of Ptolemaic troops. It won't be the easiest landing, I can tell you. And yeah, we can go ahead and push these 3 armies. Look at that, boys. We're out in force. We're out on display here. Some beautiful men of Greece. Showing our might, showing our splendor. We're upgrading Yehuda right in front of the Ptolemies. We're showing, look at this. We're building monumental architecture. A new temple to our shared gods. Just to show that we are favored by them and not you. That's what we want to see, boys. That's what we want to see. I don't know why we're minus 12 here. Taxes. We have high taxes. I didn't quite realize that, but it does make sense, you know. It does make sense, and you know what? We cannot afford that this turn, so we'll just get this. I mean, we're doing pretty well here with recruiting this army back. We're going to be back in town, back in full powers pretty quickly. And let's go ahead and see. Do the Lugos want peace? No, they don't. What about the Ptolemies? They can often be... Ooh, the Ptolemies do want peace. I mean, I did kind of test this out in the last playthrough, but I did actually want to make peace with the Ptolemies. And you know what? If they're willing to go for a peace, if they really want peace but they don't want to trade under any circumstances, I mean, I can demand a payment of them. But maybe if I just go for a regular peace treaty, they'll like me more. I'm not even sure about the mechanic right now. But you know what? I just go for it. I mean, we're definitely going to hate each other for now. But if we can get... Well, actually, no. Only minus 65 is really not that bad. Like, on the hatred meter, you could definitely be hated a lot more than that. I mean, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and turn these troops around. So what my plan is now that we've made peace with the Ptolemies is to get my troops just out of this area in their entirety and send them towards Seleucids, because the Seleucids are very weak. And even though they do have a nice alliance with the Bosphorine Kingdom, or Chimeria as they're known in the base game, I still think that we can quite easily absorb their territory, get the remaining settlements of Syria, and then turn our attention on Chimeria. They're just going to be an easier opponent for us. I think the Ptolemies will eventually come to like us, at least reasonably, you know. We'll see. I mean, I'm gonna more or less leave Judea. And it's a sort of calculated risk with that. I mean, the Ptolemies are still very strong. Or they have the potential to be very strong anyway. I mean, look, they have all of Libya, they have all of Egypt. They have two full, very wealthy provinces, completely under control. So it's not like they're going to shrivel up as a power anytime soon. No, they're gonna actually be quite good. Quite good for quite a while longer. So it's not like the end of the world for them. Like, this war was not a disaster, we could say. And okay, my men are dying only because they're running low on supplies. Nothing else, nothing more. We're exhausting the limited supply capabilities of this province quite profoundly. So we have to go ahead and back out. Go get this philosophy thing, because it just, you know, it's all pluses, no minuses. Go ahead and keep this. And you can see these Egyptian armies are already gravitating towards a completely different part of the map. Looks like we're heading towards Carthage, so...
What would you say? I would sooner be in the temple, offering honest sacrifice, than bandying words with you.
They don't hate me too much. I feel like in a couple of turns there is a possibility of him sweetening up to me a little bit, you know? We'll just have to see. I don't know why this is like minus 10 all the time. Definitely the taxes, definitely the slaves actually. I mean, the Navy is like okay. It could do some damage. Okay, so now that we're not getting like destroyed, any of these factions? No, I still don't wanna make peace with me, which makes sense. They do hate me. They do hate me profoundly. I know. Well, we'll end the turn here and just see how things unfold during the next. I mean, I don't like my public order in Greece. -10 stably is very annoying, and it's only because we've upgraded a lot of my economic buildings to their kind of highest extent possible. The other thing is that if we attack the Seleucids, we do create a border with Parthia. Of course, it's not like we don't have one yet. We do. We do have one with Armenia. And the Parthians don't particularly like that. You know, we don't have any cultural similarities. And, of course, the Parthians don't like that we have treaties with the Seleucids. Which makes sense, because they're at war with them. And, you know, the Parthians were instrumental in the collapse of the Seleucid Empire. They were kind of our great enemies. So these things all make sense. I mean, why would the Parthians, who are basically the inheritors of the legacy of the Achaemenid Empire, why would they like the descendants of those that destroyed the predecessors? Let's see. Okay, do not know what one of those factions are, so good luck, have fun, I guess. Okay, we suddenly started making more money. I guess it's because of the early autumn buff. I have no idea, but I'll take it, I guess. Does it really matter? I mean, we're gonna upgrade this. And I'm actually going to cancel this. I don't want to create more negative public order in a province that's already suffering from adverse public order to begin with. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just cancel my trade with these guys.
Your merchants will be...
I mean, honestly, we have been absolute snakes when it comes to the Seleucids. Oh, man. We have not been kind of us, fuck. Like, what did we do? We just tried to have an empire. Try to have your basic successor kingdoms type of empire. Is that too much to ask for? Honestly, this navy has not been progressing as intensely as it could. You know what? Why don't I move his army up? We don't need to take Apollonia. I just want to liberate it. That's it. We don't need to take the settlement. Don't get me wrong. Like, taking is nice. I love taking. But let's just go ahead and kind of, like, mess with the order of things in these areas, right? Like, for example, over here in Nasos, right? There is a very, very, very strong garrison here, the Lugos. I don't even know how they managed such a phenomenal garrison. Look at this, a full stack full of warriors of honestly like considerable skill. It's decent troops. Like, with spears are gonna do pretty okay. Yeah, they're not as good as my Spartan hoplites, okay, but they're gonna do all right. What a freaking garrison, man! But yeah, my goal here is not to take the settlement and keep it. I'm just gonna liberate it. I don't have the ability to hold on to Thrace just yet, but if we create a military ally for ourselves, then obviously better than what came before it, with the Lugos in control, an enemy, so yeah, why not? And just gonna go ahead and push forward here. Because I do kind of expect my opponent to push forward. I mean, they obviously are now, but I fully expected it. The Lugos, they love a good and aggressive barbarian rush. So I see no reason to not expect one. I mean, these Germanic warriors, they're decent. Although decent is the best I can best compliment I can give them, in all honesty. Like, they're not amazing. They have okay stats. Very, very bottom of mid-tier type stats. It's good enough. Good enough for a garrison when combined with like a regular army to provide a humongous advantage. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and compose my guest hoplites into phalanx, prove our defense, get them in formation, get them ready to resist the inevitable charge of these Germanic warriors who are readying up. Okay, my Freo swords are here. My Freo swords have quite a few javelins, and of course, I have these Perioikoi archers ready as well to start bathing the enemy in arrows. And it's kind of hard to see through the vegetation, but you can see here. Ooh, you saw one warrior. It shot right in the midsection. And yeah, these Germans, they have to weed through arrows. They have to weather arrows, javelins, and of course, the spears of my rather elite Spartan hoplites if they want to try to batter their way through my lines. And it looks like the enemy are mostly just pushing out anyway, so I have these Greek mercenary hoplites, and they're gonna be amongst some of my better troops in like just a loose melee, you know, if I just send them in as swords or whatever. So I'm thinking we just do that. We just send them in, allow them to push forward with all haste. I'm doing the same with my general as well. Of course, if I'm pushing in with my mere infantry, you know, if I'm allowing these hoplites to fight their Xiphos out, Xiphos being a sword that most hoplites carried, their swords out, I mean, surely my cavalry, who could provide a much harder impact on the charge, needs to just go and get in there. Sending my general forward. Honestly, I find myself using the Aspis more and more as just like a sword unit, because out of all the units I have, it's gonna be able to rack up the most kills with their swords. They have phenomenal stats. I mean, they're mostly defensive swordmen, of course, but yeah, don't want to leave my cavalry in the fray for too long, though. But what I do want them to do is mostly just serve as a sort of like a shock troop, you know? I think we have to flank with these cavalry units. But I am seeing some Germanic units starting to rout. My Aspis is doing decent. 50 kills. Not nearly as many deaths. Doing alright. Enemy ranks are thinning, of course. Got into one of the archer units with my cavalry. Of course, my general is being harried by one of his archers, but his general is losing decisively to mine. Only reason why the enemy general hasn't routed off the field, I assume, is because my Aspis, again, very defensive unit, right? 24 melee defense, but a measly 10 melee attack. So it's not like it's gonna kill the fastest, my general. No, it's definitely not gonna kill the fastest. Although these Greek mercenary hoplites, 250 kills. Although it's very likely that a lot of those kills were just on units that were routing or in the midst of routing. But yeah, hopefully at this point we're getting to the phase in the battle where the enemy are so depleted in numbers. Actually, you know what? I see a lot of light units, which are just Germanic tribesmen, weaklings. Weak units. Germanic tribesmen, I might add. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and get my men out of hoplite phalanx, allow them to chop into them with somewhat quicker weapons. Oh yeah, you can see. Once we charged into the enemy with our swords drawn, they didn't stand a chance. They routed almost instantly. It's really just my general at this point. My general's getting a lot of kills, but he's also getting weakened quite a bit. Definitely a bit risky to keep him in this combat. I don't think I can extract them too easily either, though. And here comes the mass rout, boys. You can see these Germanic militiamen are about to break. Yeah, a nice win. Wasn't without any hardships, but generally quite easy. And there we have it. A nice victory against a garrison. Nothing to write home about necessarily, but no, it was one of the stronger garrisons I've seen. I mean, look, 10 units of like pretty solid lower mid-tier troops. Pretty darn solid for a garrison, and then all these militias, they still have some use. If I had a more cavalry-centric army, I think that this would have gone better for them. But no, I'll sack the settlement and then I shall liberate it. Love how when you liberate a settlement after sacking it, the people are just like immensely grateful to you. There we have it. I will trade with them. It provides us with some additional income. And these men will become our military allies. And let's just go ahead and try to return to Macedon. Let's see, are these guys at war with the Lugi? No, okay, so these guys don't really start at war with anyone. See, these are Illyrians. Interesting. So it's supposedly an Illyrian faction, but they have Celtic units. You know, I think the Illyrian culture is a glitch, honestly, but because it's like a Thracian-looking guy as well. But I'll take it. I'll friggin' take it. And yeah, we're going to try to do the same thing here. I want to create just this swarm of buffer states that are all utterly loyal to me. That would be quite nice. And yeah, these armies are one turn away from attacking the Seleucids. See, I guess this army is just going to go and stand thoughtfully watching the men of the Bosphorus. Watching for every move. In all honesty, if they don't follow the Seleucids into battle, as in they simply break their alliance, so I'll allow it. Like, I do not care for going to war against the Cimmerians. The Seleucid lands are the real prize for me. But so far so good this stream, boys. We managed to end the war with the Ptolemies, which, if I have to remind you guys, because it's been a while since we started it, we took a lot of territory from them. The entire province of Yehuda, right? Including Jerusalem, Salamis, and this Tyros. Yeah, Tyros, there we go. Tyros, which was a Phoenician settlement. Big Tyre, right? That's pretty good. And we also took one province here in Galatia. Or one settlement here in Galatia, Side, I think. So that all was pretty dang nice. The Ptolemies gave us quite a bit of land. Didn't offer too much resistance. We just had to fight them around Tyros. I think we had a 2v2 there.
Can you send them against these?
And now, you Adricians kind of dropped the ball. You were once in control of most of Thrace, and now look at you. Barely holding on with one major settlement and one minor settlement. I can't possibly bow to your demands if you offer so little in return. No, sir. No bowing and scraping for me. Armveer. I mean, I kind of like, yeah, it's very understandable why we had an outbreak of plague here. This is one of the few provinces where we have quite limited sanitation. But luckily, the public order in this province is great enough to the point where it's not going to cause outright rebellion. So I can't say I mind too much. No, look at this army. Man, this is absorbing quite a bit of income and providing absolutely zero returns. I don't like that. Speaking of absorbing income while offering zero returns, let's send this army here. Let's get this army back into Macedon. We can go patrol the region, try to improve public order. Oh, I don't even know what's providing sanitation, but I'm happy. Yeah, we can just continue to improve things over here. But yeah, I'm happy with this building over here. We can go ahead and yeah, we'll go try it. I mean, I don't think Apollonia is gonna hold, by the way. I figure it's like a 0% chance it'll remain independent, but whatever, we can still liberate it. So yeah, there's Edessa, I mean, Frapsos is really what we need, man. That would be the settlement for us. And yeah, okay, there we go. We're untrustworthy all of a sudden, but it's okay. I mean, in all honesty, we can wipe out the Seleucids piecemeal quite easily. Here's the main Seleucid army that's still in the field, at least the one that's visible to me. It's got some decent units, honestly. Not a single one of these units is weak. Good pikemen, elephants, chariots. I think this is like a companion cab. This is a nice Ajima cab. Shield bearers, right? I mean, the shield bearers were kind of like some of Alexander's best crack troops back in the day. Syrian archers, Cretan archers. The weakest unit is a Phreo spear, which isn't too bad either. Like, the Seleucids have a very solid army. They just struggle to keep their empire together because just as vast as their choices are for different troops to put in the field, so too are their enemies vast. They have no shortage of men who hope to claim their lands for their own, so it's pretty clear that they succumb to too many enemies, you know. It's very normal for the Seleucids to kind of get wrecked. You can see the Syrian archers, they look quite cool with their beards and those spiked helmets. Very Eastern looking, but also they look quite deadly. Nice compound bows. 16 damage, 180 range. I mean, this is really as much as you'd want from an archer unit, of course. The best thing about this archer is how resilient it is with 32 armor. You know, contrasts quite a bit to the Cretan archer, which is right here. 155 range compared to the 180. 18 damage compared to the 16. I think that makes Cretan shoot faster, though. Let's see. Speed. No shots per minute. 9 versus 7. I mean, honestly, I'd prefer the Syrian. I'd prefer the extra armor and the extra range. Honestly, the range is more important to me than the armor. I feel like the Cretans get really nerfed in this mod by having such short range. It's my opinion. I think the range is like a massive negative of the Cretan. It's good to see if these Judean Phreo spears are any good with their javelins, you know? You have the little 4x armor, they look pretty cool in that. Not a whole lot of damage with that javelin volley, I could tell you. Not a whole lot of damage.
Our general is under attack.
See, it's light Phreos cavalry. Go ahead, send my Cappadocians over here, right? Go start trying out my Eastern AOR units. See if they're loyal to Sparta. Meanwhile, my Helots are gonna get them to create the phalanx. See if they can hold as disciplined spearmen against the, super weapons of the Seleucids. Elephants are going in, but sending your elephants charging headlong into a phalanx is not advisable for the elephants' help. In fact, I would say by just straight up animal abuse. Meanwhile, these Hippeas are going into my Judean Phrao spears, and of course these wouldn't be, we can say, like, religious Jews fighting in a unit like this, right? It would be a lot of Hellenized Jews. Like, we always forget, right? Despite the Israelites being, we could say, very averse to assimilating into the culture of those that conquered them, they most definitely did do that as individuals. Quite a few people did. They wouldn't really do that as a people entirely, but quite a few people did. It would create humongous social problems in Judea.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
But people definitely did become Romanized or Hellenized, and a lot of the Hellenized individuals often found themselves enlisted into the armies of, say, like the Seleucids, right?
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Well, let's see. My Cappadocians are up against. I mean, look, it's 57 versus 16. Looks like my Cappadocians are having a hard time of it. Meanwhile, how's the archer battle going?
Our men flee the
I mean, the thing is that the enemy Cretan archers shouldn't be able to weather my arrows all too well. The Syrian archers better so, but the Cretans are pretty lightly protected, so. Yeah, my Cappadocians are taking a lot of damage. Let's see, these Phraos units are kind of going in. Meanwhile, I mean, the enemy pikes are better, but they're getting completely outflanked. Meanwhile, I think it's time to start killing the enemy general, right? So we'll have one Phrao spear, this allied Phrao spearman, just charge right in. Of course, this is an elite, multiple silver chevron general, so it's not like it's a bad unit or anything. It will be able to potentially hold out, but it's also gonna get completely surrounded here, so, you know. It's a tall order for men of any stature, of any training, to be able to hold out against just this onslaught of men who are pretty well armed, you know? My Phrao spears are far from the greatest chumps in this game, and yeah, they're out. They know the jig's up. They know the Seleucid Empire is just a corpse, a husk of its former self. You know? Seleucus Nicanor, the victor of the succession crisis, all of his efforts spoiled, thrown away by his successors. But such is life. Such is life of the Hellenic conqueror. Such is the fate of the Hellenic conqueror. But in any case, we have claimed the victory, boys. A grandiose one, in fact. Now, and I think we might as well just release them, just get the money, I suppose. I mean, we have like 3 settlements under siege here, so let's just go ahead and see like which ones are worth playing. I mean, we could play like one of these out, I suppose. Playing both of them out would be a little bit pointless, let's be honest. Go ahead and conquer. I mean, look, this is going to add a lot of very nice buildings and stuff to this province. Yeah, honestly, just keep it the way it is. It is kind of nice to be able to get some siege equipment, especially with like the massive urban centers that are to the east of us here. Well, the Parthians are friendly towards us now.
Welcome, welcome. I, in my lord's name,
I would love to have a non-aggression pact with them.
sunsets.
It doesn't appear that they want one, which makes sense actually. What about these guys? I mean, I have no quarrel with the Cimmerians.
Do not waste time on chosen words.
I do want a little bit of
For an hour or
a
two
little
would
bit
have been useful.
of what is it called? Payment out of them. A little bit of a tribute, one might say.
Do you by any chance? Your proposal here is right.
By any chance, they're asking the Spartans, do you have Greek blood? Bro, we're the ones that invented Greek blood. What are you talking about, my dudes? Alright. And yeah, we might as well just play out one. I mean, this is going to be the last battle that a Seleucid army is engaged in. Right here, boys. Will Alexander's legacy... Actually, no, I was about to say, like, will it be extinguished? But no, this won't determine that. The Ptolemies are still in force. They're still a powerful faction. Still one of the power players in this campaign. So, this definitely is not the end. The end of the Hellenistic era in my campaign. You know what? I shouldn't have even mentioned it. I should have even mentioned it, boys. I apologize. What a mistake on my end. What a error. What an error. Yeah, I think that the best thing I can do here is just push forward with his perioikoi. What these guys do. Don't really want to use my homioi up on a garrison like this. It's just bad news, you know? Enemy reinforcements, let's see. I don't know where they're coming from. But they're not coming from behind me or else I would have already spotted them, so... Don't have to worry about such a... Don't have to worry about that anyway. Let's see. Go ahead and move these armored horse archers to my flank. And notice that this unit is very good. Very OP. They have 90 men. Which for a horse archer is pretty good, actually. Horse archer is very useful. It just means more men to fire. It's kind of an elite Armenian noble unit. Very happy I recruited some of these guys before they disappeared from my recruitment capabilities. The Sparta is very weird. Like, the moment that you have a Spartan military building in your province, you just lose the ability to recruit local area units. You know, when you kind of Spartanize an area, you completely obliterate the local military traditions of it. Let's go ahead, let's look at these Judean slingers. They have a quite interesting look to them. They do look like I imagine the ancient Jews would look. I think they are very culturally appropriate. And of course, they're bringing that, breaking your reputation as the Slayers of Goliath to here. They're bringing death upon these local archers. They're just being mercilessly outclassed, but because these guys have all of their chevrons equipped, they will fare quite well. Meanwhile, my Armenian nobles are having fun shooting on the local middle class and aristocrats who fight as hoplites.
The battle is turning in our favor.
So that's what, you know, hoplites that could afford. The quality of armor pictured here on these units, you know, they wouldn't be the poor, I can tell you that for sure. You need a degree of wealth that many did not have in the ancient world to be a hoplite. See, as Greek militia, I mean, they're trying to push their way and engage with my perioikoi, right? They need to start getting an edge here, because right now the garrison is merely dying. We're not doing a lot of killing. But my perioikoi simply have their number. You can see as the shield walls move in together and clash. The citizen militia is being ripped from his world very quickly. Meanwhile, my perioikoi haven't lost a single man. The men are just simply holding and just crushing the citizen militia, but are just dying all at the same place. Dude, it's so cool when phalanxes clash in this game. You can see just this mound of dead. But yeah, my Spartan youths eliminated a mostly strucken, mostly strucken. Yo, Mr. President, how are you, my dude? How are you today? What are you up to? some more mechanized warfare, perhaps. Woke up to piss. Nice, nice. You know, you gotta do that. You know, carrying out life's essential functions. I like that. I like that. It's 5 right now. Okay, nice and early. Nice and early. You're an early bird. It's nice and responsible. Historica approves. Ooh, what a rain of arrows, bro. Imagine just having his arrows pound your back. As you flinch and pay. Dude, how is this guy still alive, bro? He has 3 arrows sticking out of him. He doesn't look like he has a lot of armor on him, man.
One of our units has used all its...
That's a warrior. That's the type of guy that you want on your side. Someone could take like 4 arrows to the back and just vibe out. Just keep on fighting. Wait, what the? Dude, how'd that one hoplite get so pushed up? What the heck? Oh, that's not good.
The enemy general is dead.
I wanted to kill the person who thought going to school early was a good... I mean, you know, I agree with that. You know, I know, like, in some European countries, due to, like, classroom, like, school infrastructure constraints, they have, like, an early school and a night school. Bro, my grades would have been way better if I went to night school. That's all I'm gonna say. If I had the option, because obviously in North America you don't. Heck yeah, bro. They'll just sleep in class. Yeah, that's not a problem. That sounds good. Bro, if I slept in class in school, I would have got my butt kicked, bro. The type of teachers I had, bro,
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
they would have destroyed me. Verbally, I have to add, but they would have destroyed my self-esteem, bro. Holy crap. Well, the reputation I had, only college people do and not always. Well, I mean, yeah, you could choose in my college too, obviously. I mean, it depends on which program you're in, to be fair, you know. If you're... A lot of the programs that have more flexibility and more freedom of choice end up being like arts programs and stuff. And a lot of technical programs, they have a very like set schedule of what you're supposed to do, you know? But yeah, I'm just pushing my Periodicoi in. We've kind of done enough damage to the enemy garrison to be able to kind of just eliminate them easily. There we have it. And the thing about Greek garrisons is, you know, you have a proper Greek army against them. These garrisons are usually missing something. Either their skirmishers suck, or their hoplites aren't too good, or their cavalry is just missing, like in this one. You know, you can pull apart a Greek garrison and just destroy them tactically. Okay, like, so, like, what's your school schedule looking like? I'm very curious. Do you go to school, like, how many hours do you spend in school? Like, what times do you go usually? How long is it? So, like, a North American school day is maybe, like, 8:30 a.m. to, like, you know, 2:45 or 3, depending on the school. I think it's a little shorter nowadays, especially, like, post-COVID and all that, but... Okay, let's just sack these guys, and then... Yeah, we can just, 7 to... Oh, right, yeah, you used to... Okay. Okay, so like... Oh, very similar, eh? Very similar. Do you have friends that go to night school? So I'm just wondering here, should I subjugate? Yeah, I'll subjugate them. I think it'll be funny to subjugate the Seleucids. I want to do that, bro. Oh, man, they freaking hate me, man. They freaking hate me. They despise me. It's just funny to me, okay? The Spartans have the Seleucids as a client state. Oh, the turntables. You don't see myself being friends after school. No. I mean by, like, do you have, like, friends that go to the evening, like, evening classes, like, Like, do you know people who are that take classes in the evening, you know? I heard it's like pretty common. It's like 50-50, isn't it? At least that's what I heard on like, I don't know, from like random people. Like I have a friend from Macedonia and he says that like, you know, a lot of people in Macedonia, but they go to school from like, I don't know, like 2 to 9 or something like that. It's pretty common. I just felt that there could be similarities, you know, but obviously I don't really have any idea. It's just conjecture on my end. Oh, that's pretty good. I love how we just subjugated them, but also I think the Seleucids might just end up stabbing me in the back here, okay? Like they really, really hate me. Oh, new follower. Tomikaos. Finally. Let's see. Finally found someone playing DI mod. Yeah, man. DI always. I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I used to be a big vanilla shell, but kind of fallen in love with DI as I've actually learned how to play it semi-competently. I used to have gripes with it, but that was just because it sucked. How are you doing? Are you playing a campaign right now, man? Let's see. My school doesn't do every evening classes, but I used to have evening classes back. Oh, okay, that's cool. What did DI change? Oh, a lot of things, man. A lot of things. It adds like hundreds of units. It adds a population mechanic to a game that is not present in the regular version. Honestly, DI changes so much about the game, but it's easier to list the things that it doesn't change. Like, it just fundamentally makes the game more challenging, more historical. I mean, it's often presented as like the mod, like the best mod. A lot of people will tell you really can't play this game without it. I wouldn't go that far. I find a regular game to be fun, okay? But it is a very fun mod. It's very, very fun. I'm playing with Bactria recently. Oh yeah, I've done Bactria. That was actually my first campaign. I feel like Bactria is like the best campaign to start at, because you know, you don't have a ton of enemies, and you can just expand. Like it's very how do I put this? It's not like, I'm not saying it's like noob friendly. It's just a campaign that's kind of forgiving. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you have to do things perfectly from the beginning to end, or else you get completely wrecked. But also just a fun campaign. It's a cool unit roster. Yeah, it's like the chillest campaign I've played in DEI, but I've been specifically picking really annoying campaigns like Sparta. Like, bro, it took me like 5 tries to not get wrecked at the beginning of the campaign of Sparta. It's not easy, because like you can't even recruit your elite units in large amounts, right? Like your population is so important. But yeah, dude, if you ever play Rome 2, President, you gotta get this, man. Ever think streaming Apion can be careful or making people the game? Oh, okay. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna stream like non-Total War games. I haven't streamed any game that isn't Total War since like 2020 or 2021, and honestly, I just like streaming Total War only. Like, I've tried streaming other games. It's just not really my thing. Like, I like talking about history. It's kind of like my whole personality, you know? As a gamer, anyway. It's like, I don't know. The only other game I, like, streamed a lot of was Bannerlord, but I just didn't find it as fun to stream as Total War. And then, Counter-Strike? I mean, I love that game, but streaming it's just annoying, you know? It's not really a game I like to stream. I just like playing it on my own. I don't know about you guys, like... But, trust me, streaming an FPS is a different beast, man. Do you also play Paradox games? No! I can't stand Paradox games. Like, I know that they're good. Like, they're good games for the genre. But I just can't stand the type of, like, intensive resource management games. Like, I just like tactics and battles. Like, I've tried playing Hearts of Iron with people that I like. Like, I enjoy their company. And believe me, I did not have fun. Although it was fun to meme as Greece and just attack Turkey and get completely annihilated every single time I would play a campaign with them. I would get so annoyed. Is it historically? It lies out a lot of mythology. Oh, okay. But I don't know. I really haven't thought about streaming any game outside of Rome 2, to be honest with you guys. Maybe I will at some point. I'll just get the urge to. But as of right now, I'm just planning on streaming this. And oh, okay. See, the Romans are kind of progressing at a very oblique formation. Like, we're planning on attacking my guest hoplites and stuff. But we don't have a lot of men poised to hit my phalanx, which is intelligent. Or at least, like, my pike phalanx, you know? Friend who is addicted to... Hearts of Iron, right? Hearts of Iron or Iron Hearts? If you started with CKL, maybe get... I mean, maybe. I mean, I heard that Hearts of Iron 2 is a very difficult game to understand. But I don't know, man. Like, I just love Total War games. No, it's maybe like the newest games are not the best. Like, I haven't enjoyed like Total War Troy and whatnot, but these old games, like, they're just my favorite games in the world. I've been playing them forever, and I still love them, so I don't know. Oh, okay. So I suppose that Hearts of Iron 2 isn't like the best game to base my entire impression off of Paradox games, I guess. I might try others out at some point, but you know. Quite busy right now with my final semester of university, so I can't really afford the game as much as I have in like my downtime, you know? And I have my hands with this campaign right now. Gotta finish it, boys. I really want to get the dub of Sparta. Like, I feel like it's any Rome 2 players, like, rite of passage to actually fully finish a Sparta campaign. So, I won't be trying out any new games for the time being anyway. From my experience, people who play games in World War II are either neo-Nazis or gay. Yeah, they're either communists or they're Nazis, right? Some of the guys I was playing with, they love doing fascist playthroughs while saying some politically questionable things. Yep. I'm like, oh, I literally like made this comment to them. I'm like, oh, you guys seem to love Nazis, eh? They got so freaking mad. But I'm like, why do you keep on playing as Nazis, you know? Anyway, these Romans, they're just sitting back while the rest of the legions join up. See, the Romans, they are not being tactically stupid here. Letting the rest of their veteran legionaries march forward. Just smart. Just smart. We're spending most of our ammo as it is. You know, we've done some good damage to these Principes and stuff. We've gotten our hits in. I'd love to just kind of push some pikes forward. Go ahead and bring some cavalry to this flank too. Just reinforce it a bit. Bring some to this flank. Push my pikes forward. I really want them to just start engaging my phalanxes frontally, right? I mean, I'd love the Romans to just run headlong into the big pointy spear units, obviously. And finally... I mean, this cohort's prima 300 Romans is pretty insane. I don't think my hoplites are gonna hold out that well against them. He also has a Wagner background for his phone. Bro, isn't that ironic? Like, isn't Putin saying that he's denazifying Ukraine? Yet the Nazi supporter has the Wagner background? I'm just saying, there's a lot of irony in that, no? There's a lot of irony. Not saying he is denazifying Ukraine, I'm saying he is. He says he is. He's obviously not, but... I mean, I can't really, like, move all of these guys out because these legions could join them. But honestly, the Romans are playing this pretty smart. You know, they're not committing themselves to the front of my pikes. They're hitting these guys in the flanks. So no, I mean, we just have to at least get some pikes to engage. To engage the Romans headlong. Okay, this cavalry is leading some of my other cav on a bit of a wild goose chase. What is happening in his brain? I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm just saying. But no, I'll keep his archers back. If I commit them, they're just gonna get themselves killed. Stupid archers that they are. Bring this cavalry back. I just threw my general straight into his melee. I just want to boost the morale on my troops for a little bit. Yeah, we can have these guys hit these guys on the flank. I mean, it's really tough to fight against the Romans. Not just because they have, like, some very OP units, but because these guys have incredible morale. I feel like that's kind of, like, the property of the Romans that makes them the hardest for me to break. Because if these were barbarians and I was rear charging them like this, they would be breaking quite quickly. But not only are these Romans very sturdy and hold up in combat for a long time, but they also just don't rout when my shock troops hit them. But I think that we just have these guys like pour right here. Go ahead and put them in a pike phalanx. That'll be great. Go ahead, send these Freos units to charge these guys. Wait, no, these are just archers. I don't even know why they were fully engaged here. These pikes are kind of getting pooped on. You could see, like, these guys, right? They're getting engaged from both sides, and they're not routing. In fact, they're just steady. They're still steady. Maybe it's just because my pikes aren't actually hitting them that hard. You know what? Let's just put them in with our swords. Let's just send them forward. That should do a little bit better here. And oh, you can see this particular unit has just decided to run right into my men. They're trying to extract themselves. This would be a good opportunity to make them take some casualties. This unit can go ahead and get some kills. Man. Crap.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Crap, man. I mean, honestly, even my men who are in pike phalanx aren't really killing that many Romans. More than a couple millimeters, bro. More than a couple. It's a good joke. Look, man, I care a lot for my digital men, you know? They trusted me over digital lives. And I'm squandering them. Like, I at least have to achieve glory for Sparta, right? At least that'll make their death somewhat worth it. Because there's no way that Sparta, of its extremely archaic and inflexible social hierarchy, there's no way that it will ever fall, right? All we need to do is win a couple of battles, and Sparta will last forever and indefinitely. Never. Dude, honestly, if you play, like, Face It, like people like Nightwear do, as much as people like Nightwear do, you actually hate your life. Like, there's no way that Nightwear doesn't have clinical depression. In Nightwear, literally, he makes videos as a teenager about, like, how to make your mental health better. He makes like meditation videos, and I don't think he's being ironic. He's making videos on how to... Dude, CSGO in particular, okay? Counter-Strike is a special breed of game that makes you really not like your life. I say this in personal experience, okay? It is like, it's like drinking poison. It's like what Mithridates of Pontus did to strengthen his immune system, alright? Unless you're trying to, like, toughen yourself. Toughen yourself for, you know, the crisis that global water shortages will eventually bring. Don't play Counter-Strike. You think Nightmare cares about his exams? But actually he might. He might. I forget it. His parents will probably kick his ass if he doesn't do well on his exams, right? Yeah, I feel like my men just keep on routing a lot more than the Romans. Like, Roman troops only rout if I had them, like, thoroughly surrounded. Oh, man. You asked him? Oh, right, yeah. Okay, if you go into his chat, he actually responds. Study later. Oh, bro. His parents are about to skin him alive, man. That guy is dead. He's already preparing for a spanking, I bet. He's already ready for the spanking. He's prepared himself mentally. Okay, we're charging in some more of our Freo swords. I mean, at least it's gonna trap for General. Maybe we can kill him. Maybe we can. A couple of his bodyguards are going down. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, you know what? We can't kill the General. He talks Romanian like someone lobotomized. Wait, actually? How does he sound when he speaks Romanian? Because like in English, it just sounds like he has a wacky accent. It sounds like he has a clown accent. But he's like a Romanian teenager, so I just excuse it, you know? I'm like, oh, whatever. Does he sound like when he speaks his native language, does he sound fucked up? Stutters a lot and he is I mean, I stutter a lot too. I'm just bad at talking sometimes. Especially today, bro. I got like 5 hours of sleep. I'm trying to do homework, but my brain was just not coming up with the right words, dude. You know that, you know like how if you don't sleep sometimes, like your brain is just, how'd I put it? Like, your ability to just manipulate the, you know, manipulate a language, it just falters. Like you just can't get the words. The words just don't come. It's the most annoying thing when you're working on writing like history assignments, bro. It's crippling. Yes, okay, we got the 300. We got the first cohort to run, which honestly, this unit may have been supporting the morale of the rest of the army because the first cohort has the ability to motivate the men around it, right? They have the eagle. The eagle's amongst them. We're gonna take a Roman standard, boys, as long as we get chopped down these Marian veterans, right? God, I can't believe these guys are down to 199 men. There we go. Finally, they shatter. Finally, they shatter. Hit home with another cavalry charge. The Romans backs to the wall here. Him and math teacher got ironically supposed to get perfect answers, have a sleep at a butt crack. That's math teachers, sir, yeah. You know. They do it because they hate ya. They do it because they probably genuinely hate ya. And their jobs. You know, I feel like amongst all the different types of teachers I've had in my life, my math teachers have been by far the least competent. So at least in North America, like the only good math teachers I've had are like the immigrant teachers who very simply like couldn't really apply for foreign education to anything else in North America. But all the local math teachers I had were absolutely incompetent because it's like, if you have the skills to complete a math degree, there's so many higher earning professions that you can go into than teaching. I mean, look, I want to be a teacher. I'm not dissing teachers. is just a mathematician's prospects are much higher than a historian's like myself, right? So it's like, I don't know. If I could do math, I'd be making like, I could be making like 200K. I wouldn't bother with teaching. Oh man, I have this cavalry unit completely fresh. If I can get these guys at a battlefield, maybe they can finally crack this legionary. Or give them a good rear charge. These stupid Romans, they just seem almost immune to cavalry charges. Like, I can never break them with my cav. Good thing is that, at least this flank of legionaries, none of them are like super duper confident. Besides, teachers, what other things can you do with a history degree? I mean, it's pretty good preparation for law school if you can do well in the LSAT. Honestly, I'm pretty good at timed exams, so I don't know. I feel like if I... Oh, fuck, my general just died. That might be it, boys. That might be it. I'm from South America, Brazil. Ooh! Brazil. I have a coworker from Brazil. I mean, like, it's good preparation for law school, like a history degree. You can work at a museum. You can work in sales. I mean, look, you give a lot of presentations and you write a lot of papers. Think of anything that involves writing. Anything that involves writing or anything that involves, you know, public speaking. It's pretty transferable. But obviously, the actual jobs where you actively talk about history are quite few. Doesn't Brazil have crazy taxes on electronics, so they're very expensive? They do? I've never heard about that. I know a lot of like really good CS players live in Brazil. They have a pretty freaking awesome CS scene. I don't know. I've been repeatedly charging these Romans, but they seem quite content to be repeatedly charged. Oh man. I don't know. And again, we just broke a legionary, but they were very low strength. Do they have high taxes on electronics? Canada doesn't have like a unique electronics tax, so that's news to me. Heard it somewhere, I don't know, I'm probably wrong. I don't know, maybe they do. I mean, I assume in Brazil it doesn't like produce a ton of like I haven't heard of any like Brazilian tech manufacturers, so maybe it's like tariffs, you know, I don't know. I mean, I can see a world where that's true. I just don't know if it is. What's going on over here? What do we have here? Sheesh! Sheesh! Brazilian tech tax. Now I'm just curious, bro. I've never heard of a tech tax. I mean, we have like a recycling tax, which can make it like kind of annoying to buy some electronics, but we don't have a tech tax. Bro, these are literally like all of my things there for like points. They're the Twitch suggested ones. We don't have free market as you wanted. Yeah, I mean everyone just wants a free market, right? Makes things easier for the consumer. The meme economy is in shambles. Yeah, we're trending down for sure. We need Biden to like collapse on stage or something if we want the meme economy to come back. I think I'm gonna lose to the Romans here, boys. But this isn't like over a settlement or anything, so it's not the end of the world. And we did do a lot of damage to these guys. Like this will be a Pyrrhic victory for the Romans at best. But honestly, like, we may have just made the Romans very happy because we took over Macedonia. And now with this army in shambles, the Romans might be able to, like, quite easily take over key areas of mine. I have no idea. I'm going to have to work very hard to keep the Romans at bay here. It'll be very challenging. But I don't know. I'm just going to keep on charging into my cavalry. That's all I can do. Just repeatedly charge. These are Lancer cavalry after all. I don't know. I'm gonna try to reposition my hoplites, but it's kind of a risk too. And I'm gonna try to swerve my cavalry around. I can see that the Roman hoplites are trying to like outmaneuver me a little bit. Trying to catch my cavalry, but they're a little too slow for that, you know? Ah, yeah, that's it. I need infantry for my cavalry to be able to win. I mean, look, man, we killed quite a few of these Roman goat fuckers. At an all-time low. I just think that people's attention span for memes are much lower. I mean, people used to love a meme and cherish it for years, but you know, with you Zoomers, you guys need a new meme every 5 minutes, or else you guys just get like very depressed, you know? You know, my generation, we were loyal to a meme. We got a meme, we would say it every day humbly, respectfully. You guys, you get a meme, you abuse it. You post about it on Instagram every 2 seconds. Every 5 seconds, you Discord it to your friends. And then you leave it on the curb. As if it just served its purpose. As if its only purpose is to give you enjoyment. But we understood that we have to respect the meme. I remember around 2017, a new one came out every half week. Yeah, but they would be like variations of an existing meme, you know? It wouldn't be like a completely fresh meme. Like, you know, we would just modify it a little bit. Like, it wouldn't be an exactly. Now it lasts about a month if it's good. Really? 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 No, dude. We were the meme people. We were sentimental about our memes. We treated them with respect. We respected our memes. So your generation doesn't have any respect for your memes. That's the problem. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say, like, your generation. Fan of tax brain rot is 100%. That's exactly. You guys have some good. You guys have some decent memes. Especially the way that you guys have thoroughly tried to destroy the English language with your words. But then again, we did too. You know, I like how people like my age would constantly like talk about how you guys have like lobotomized the English language, but I don't think that they realize how stupid our words were too. That we had all of like the MLG words and we came up with a lot of brain rot too. Let's see what's going on here. I mean, we lost a general in battle, which is not good. Yeah, the freaking nuts. Yeah, we're ancient. At the age of 23, I'm now an old broken man. Oh, we lost our taxes in Judea, unfortunately. They were stolen by banditos, some bad folks. Some bad banditos. I don't know, man. I mean, I just gotta sail this army right over here. It is? Man, Parasiticum must love that his most viewed video is just complete rubbish. Man, I will pay these Romans a handsome sum. They declared war on me like at the beginning of my campaign, and like 1,000 turns later, they still despise us, man.
It would be wise, foreigner, to
The Egyptians hate us.
with proper and correct praise of
Nobody really likes us a whole lot, I have to say. I have to say that basically everyone hates the Spartans. Bro, they hate us because they want to be us, alright? They hate us because they want to be us.
Speak quickly and well. Speak ill slowly, and I may feed your tongue to the dogs.
Nobody wants... Fiber optic cable car. Why? What's that, bro? That sounds so weird. Wait, what do you say? Okay, I'm gonna search that. I'm searching it on my phone. It's gonna be... I like how the only thing that people are saying are "you're so Portuguese." Everybody just like "you're so Portuguese." What a meme! What a yoke! I don't know, man. These Romans are coming in hot. We need to be able to defend Larissa competently. This army has obviously taken some pretty horrendous losses, and I don't think it's going to be easy to recover troops. But what we can do is quickly dissolve a bunch of these guys. You know, we're just salvaging the majority of the healthy units here. And then we can go ahead and do that. You would 100% enjoy the body McCarthy's. I think I would enjoy an actual lobotomy, to be honest with you. That'd be a good time, bro. It'd be relaxing. Wouldn't have to think too hard anymore. You know? Yeah, that's my problem. I think a lot, you know? I think a lot. I'm too intelligent. I've gotta become more stupider. Gotta go to Jupiter so I can be more stupider. And then my life will be better. But until I go to Jupiter, things are gonna be pretty bad.
Greetings. Well,
You guys are my client state.
the tongue cut from your head.
You're literally my clients. Like, I sell you guys shit and stuff. Ah. I should have liberated them, honestly. These guys are friggin' useless, man. I thought that having a Seleucus with my clients would be funny, but honestly, they're kind of just annoying. They won't even trade with me, man. They won't even trade! What is that? Okay, what do I do with these armies? I have 3 armies just marching around Syria. We definitely need to go do something with them. And you don't have the capacity to go up against the Parthians anyway. So the Bactrians, they like us. The Parthians, they very much don't like us because Seleucids are our client state. And that's not a good thing. The Seleucids don't like us either. I mean, there's a lot of potential adversaries right here on this front, so... I mean, the Bactrians have a huge empire anyway. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out, because, like, the majority of my military expenditure is, like, concentrated here, so I can't have his units doing nothing. At the same time, I could send these armies overland up north, and we could go ahead and start conquering and liberating different Thracian settlements. That is an option. If that'll win us some allies, that'll win us some friends, and then we can go ahead and also use these armies to reinforce Greece if necessary. You know, as I'm saying this plan out loud, that honestly sounds like pretty good. We can keep this one army just concentrated over here if need be. We can have this guy like over here. We never acquired your strong with a sent proud of flawless. It's about as wordy as my average sentence in an essay. Well done.
Ready for battle.
That's how I write. I think it's pretty good. You know, why use 2 words to say something when you can use 20?
It's a great and glorious thing to serve.
20 words is better than 2 after all. You know, if you use 2, it just means that you don't have much to say. Lobotomy car? Is lobotomy car? Wait, it's just saying something in a dumbass way, though, no? You're saying that maybe I have the skills to produce lobotomy core memes? Is that what you're saying? Like, I could potentially partake in this lobotomy core business and be accepted as a Zoomer? As an honorary Zoomer? Actually, technically, I might be a Zoomer. I'm 2000. Like, when is the Zoomer generation anyway? I think I am a Zoomer, right? I'm a Gen Z. Aren't Gen Z like Zoomers? Zoomer is fiber. I don't get that though. Yeah, I am a Zoomer. Bro, I'm literally a Zoomer, dude. Bro, dude, I'm one of you. We are one in the same. We are a collective. You're early Gen Z. Aw. Am I early? You said 1990 to 2010. I'm literally in the middle. I'm the definition of average Gen Z then. According to that range, right? I'm 2000. I'm right in the freaking middle, dude. We are not the same. What? Come on, bro. I mean, yeah, you are. 1994? Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Bro, I'm glad, you know, 1994, 6 years older than me, and you're still finding the time to enjoy video games? That's honestly goals right there, you know? Like, being able to just continue enjoying the things that you've always loved is just the surest sign of a happy person, you know? As long as you're not playing Counter-Strike in your Nightcore. As long as you're not playing Counter-Strike with Nightwear, that is, yeah. If you're playing Counter-Strike with Nightwear, then you're definitely not a happy person. So you're on your last year. I'm in my last semester, bro. In April, I have graduated, but it's just my bachelor's degree, you know? It's not my, like, master's or teaching program. Like, wait, what the fuck is up with this army? Oh, it's plagued. Yeah, I mean, this army is suffering from pestilence, so I just have to let them go. So basically, after I graduate, I'll have more or less a liberal arts degree, right? I mean, I just have a history degree. So I'm not saying it's useless or anything, but it's not the most, we could say, deliberately employable degree just yet. I still need to probably go to get a teacher's education if I want to be set. Which is, I'm actually filling out my application for teacher college right now. I was kind of getting a little bit of writer's block, so I went to go play. No enthusiasm for anything else. I mean, yeah. You know, I think like gaming is a lot like music in the sense that like you kind of like find out the games that you like very early on in life, and then you just stick to those, you know? I mean, some people are like these like really diverse gamers, like they can enjoy like almost any type of game and they play all these different types, and I mean, honestly, it's like a superpower to me because I can never do that, you know? I just like a specific type of game and I stick to it, you know? It's been like that for me. I mean, it is. Of course it is. I think that internet culture has really kind of accelerated the cultural rift between generations. Because people like consume media a lot more aggressively with the internet, right? So subsequently, you just end up being a lot. You end up having a lot more the cultural difference. So I feel like earlier when things were just on TV, like people were still watching like pretty similar stuff. Yeah, you know, I would agree with us, but it's weird because we didn't feel very millennial growing up, but now we do. It's contrast to you guys that makes us feel more millennial. It's really weird the way that actually happened because it snuck up on us. I'll be real with you. It snuck up on us. But I agree, like culturally, we definitely do feel more millennial now. I'm curious because our ships are very different. Anorexia fashionable phase? No, I feel like in my generation, being thick was kind of always like emo shit. No, not really. I mean, I wasn't. I like emo music growing up personally, but I was fucking weird, man. I was an antisocial kid. I really liked Green Day. You know, Green Day, like the punk rock band. You know those albums, American Idiot, Basket Case. That was my shit, bro. I used to work out to that like every day. Emo and punk is having a comeback, not gonna lie. Yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, like the fast-paced rock music's pretty catchy, you know? Yeah, of course, everyone knows that. I mean, I was just checking, you know? You never know. You never know if people will know the same music. Especially because, like, you're Romanian and shit, you know? I have no idea what you listen to. In North America, Green Day still comes on the radio if you're, like, in the mall or something, you know? You hear it blaring over the speakers. Now, I'm gonna try to use my ramming, because from my understanding, my ships should be exceptionally good at ramming with these, like, brass rams right here, you see? Should be able to smash these guys open. Open like a nutcracker on Christmas. Aborted fetus and baby metal? I mean, bro, like, aborted fetus sounds like a pretty good music genre, not gonna lie. Bro, is that real? You're fucking with me. There's no way versus... Oh! You see that? You see that? You see what I meant by we're good at ramming? Look at that entire line collapse. You see, this is what I was expecting. Even though I don't know naval combat that well. There are metal battles. I heard that metal is getting very popular, but I never understood metal. You know, I still like classical music. It's what I grew up with, you know, a classically trained musician of a dad. And classical music, it's if you like classical music, you can't like metal. It's too noisy. It's too noisy. It's too chaotic. I can't like actual metal music. I like punk rock because it's light. At least I used to. You know, as I've like mellowed out as a, you know, adult, I still can't like emo music. It sounds like a guy bitching and whining, you know? Dude, I can't like punk anymore. It was interesting. It just turned off like a light bulb. Like I was listening to Green Day one day and I just felt stupid, you know? Felt like I had a mental illness. Like, why am I listening to this, bro? But yeah, you know what? I don't know how the game thought that these guys had a chance against me, because literally, my ships just charged the enemy like cavalry. They just hit them, bro. They just hit them. You can see they're trying to board me, but if their ship begins to sink, then the men on my ship, the men that have gone on my ship, they just jump off, and then boom. But boom, look at that! We're pushing his ship aside. Okay, this is the glitch, but it's funny, bro. We're just pushing it. Okay, come on. Can we ram these guys? Oh! Oh, these guys are ramming us. We just rammed them back now. When I was 14, I avoided edgy, brooding music because I thought it was gay. There's still like some hardcore and post-hardcore bands from USA from the 1990s. Oh, you like Baroque? Yeah, Baroque is nice. Very tranquil, right? Makes you feel like you're sitting in like some garden. Some well-tended aristocratic garden. Telephony. It's polyphony. When I hear the word polyphony, I think of kind of like the way that like acoustics are in like a big concert hall, you know? But I might be wrong. Let me search that word up. It has been a while since I played myself. Kind of, you know. I don't know about you guys. Have any of you guys had like some sort of talent you had when you were young? Like I started playing instruments when I was like 10. I don't know what it was. I feel like I started too young. I just got a little bit bored. But I still listen a lot. Renaissance chants. Oh, okay. Interesting. So you kind of like the early age of like European classical music, eh? I mean, the music is less busy. It's a lot more pure. But it also lacks the complexity of like romance music and stuff like that. But you know. There's nothing wrong with simple though. Simple is good. Simple can often provide the best enjoyment. Nice, man. Sounds like you listen to some good music. I mean, the only like metal band I've listened to, if you even call them metal, because I guess some people probably wouldn't, but you know, Metallica. Metallica's kind of good. I listen to Metallica sometimes. But yeah, not much of a metalhead. I can't get too into it. Ah, Debussy versus Bach. Who would win in a physical fight? I don't know how built up these guys were, bro. Debussy? Debussy sounds a little bit... You know, he's French, man. I think he'll fight dirty. You know, I'll go with the French guy. Bach, all the portraits I've seen of him makes him look kind of slight a figure, you know? He doesn't look like a super thick-set guy. He doesn't look like some massive dude. Yeah, I'll favor Debussy, bro. I have money on Debussy. He'd beat Bach. He'd beat him up. He'd beat him up good. Alright, so when it comes to conquest, though, my strategy is kind of simple at this point. Sending this one army through Asia Minor. I want to go create more allies like this, you know? More military allies by taking over Thrace and subsequently weakening the Lugos. I don't know, I think what the Romans are gonna just fortify in Apollonia. Maybe not. It looks like we've kind of pulled back. I guess the Romans are just playing a little bit defensive, you know? Like, they took me on because they saw that I was invading, but now they pulled back. Best way to experience a song Dance of Clowns is to wear Joker makeup while moving and laughing like a mentally unstable 14-year-old girl. That sounds like quite the trip, not gonna lie, bro. I mean, hey, the best way to enjoy Symphonie Fantastique is by getting high on opium, just like the composer was when he wrote it. I listened to a lot of... Ooh... Albinoni. Adagio in G minor. Mi Giacomo carissimi. Do I finger a G of the minor? I like how this guy is talking very seriously about his musical tastes, and then you're just like fucking making really bad jokes. Classic. Classic Presidente. Never heard anyone make sexually charged jokes about classical music, not gonna lie, bro. That's nice, dude. Can share my classical music tastes. Really like Shostakovich's waltzes. They are amazing. I mean, waltzes in general, like classical, like imperial era Russian waltzes are so nice. So tranquil. I just love listening to those. I love Dvorak, you know, particularly New World Symphony. Awesome symphony, man. But the Industrial Revolution, right? Just constant ebbs and flow, the conflict in music, a beautiful symphony. When it comes to the Romance era, I really like Schumann. Particularly his like concertos are really, really nice. Polovozdian Dances is another really good piece that I love. I have it on my phone. I listen to that a lot. I mean, I love a lot of Eastern European music, to be fair, right? I'm listening to a lot of that. You know, Tchaikovsky. I think 1812 Overture, I've listened to that like a million times. I love 1812 Overture. Especially the finale, you know? It just builds up to the end. Or the cannons and stuff. It's just, dude, there's no other piece I know of cannons. Can you go wrong with that, man? Like, they got cannons in classical music. Like, at one moment in the piece, they're like, you know, there's a dance, and then the next, you're blowing shit up. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I don't listen often to classical music. I don't have any opportunities for it. I mean, look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? The only reason I even listen to classical music is because my dad He's a classically trained musician. Like, if I show you guys, like, come on. He was a music teacher until he retired. Bro, look at all these instruments. This is an alto saxophone, a soprano saxophone, another alto saxophone. This is my clarinet from back in the days. This is what I used to play a lot. Yeah, screw it. Screw it. I'm gonna whip it out. I'm feeling adventurous, boys. I don't think I've seen this thing in like well over a year. Let's see if this thing still plays. Oh crap, I just dumped reeds all over the floor. Let me go see, dude. Let me go see if I can still play anything. The thing about clarinets is that like the corks dry out and become very brittle. You know, like the ligaments that hold this thing together. So plus these reeds might be infected. Like you know like these things, right? This is the vibrating piece that makes everything work, makes the sound come out. So considering that it constantly touches your saliva, Mr. Squidward, bro, people used to call me that, bro. I was always playing this thing back in high school. This was my life. Like, instead of talking to people at recess, I would play this thing, man. This was like my way to relax, you know? In between math and, the things that would stress me out, I would always go to this thing and jam on it. And I don't know, I got to university, I got interested in other stuff, I started doing more sports and stuff. And of course, actually studying for once, because I don't know about you, President, or obviously you haven't been in high school for a while, but when I was in high school, I didn't really study unless I liked the subject. You have an electric piano? Cool. Hey man, electric piano's solid. You can play anything on the piano. The thing about instruments like these is that you kind of need like other things to make it sound good, right? Like, who listens to just a clarinet play alone? No one. Who listens to piano play alone? Almost everyone. So, hey, if you don't have people to play with, a piano is the way to go. Yeah, but electric doesn't sound right. But it's like $100. Like, I have an electric piano at home. My grandma plays on it. It's a lot more feasible than having a grand piano at home if you aren't like gonna want to invest a crap load of money in it, Yeah, because I mean you can't do the tone as much. The instrument in Brazil is called the oboe. Wait, is it the Western oboe? Am I thinking, you're probably talking about something else, right? Is this like some sort of traditional, like, indigenous instrument or something? Or is it just an oboe, like, the reed instrument? Godfather, kind of. Oboe in English and oboe in Portuguese. But, like, the Godfather theme. Yeah. Glad you recognize it, bro. Caduceus Prokofiev. Remember that, I think. You know what? That's too ambitious. I won't be able to hit that high note. Not anymore. I can feel that I won't be able to hit that high note, man. I need to practice on that, Let's see. You play well, dude. Yeah. I mean, dude, I put hundreds, if not thousands, of hours into this thing back in the way. I'd better play well. It's humoresque. That's like a Renaissance piece. I don't think it's a very famous one, though. I don't know if it's one you, like, recognize. Let me think. What else can I do, bro? You're talking about SpongeBob, right? Wait. Oh, here's a meme. All right, I'm trying to remember this one. I remember I played this as a joke so many times. Yeah, we're number one. There we go. Pink Panther. Oh, of course. Da 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 da. Right. Kind of. I'll admit, my ability to memorize pieces was never that great, you know? But hey, I never really had to. I'd always have the music in front of me, you know? The music stand and all that. But, let's see. I mean, I remember I played this one Schumann piece over and over and over again. Bro, I used to be able to play this from memory so well. I had it all down. But okay, to be fair, I haven't played this thing seriously for 5 years. Like, I think I've spent a collective of maybe like 20 hours on this. No, not even 20. Probably like 5 hours in the last 5 years playing this. So, of course, I'm rusty. It was kind of cool, dude. I was invested. Like, this is a nice wooden clarinet. I even bought like one of these stands, you see? To keep it upright. This is kind of a fancy ass thing, you know? It stores in the bottom of the instrument. You take this out, it's like a little... See this? You can prop it up. Don't know how visible it is, but that's kind of cool, you know? Ingenti autistic music is really popular. I mean, it wasn't my generation too, man. Believe me, we had so much really stupid shit, bro. There was this one. I remember there was this one really big meme at one point. It was like called the Ebola song. You guys remember Ebola, right? The disease that ravaged Africa mercilessly. This one guy wrote a song about it, and everyone was singing about it. Ebola, la 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 la. Obama has Ebola, la 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 la. Yeah, that one, bro. That was the biggest thing at my school for a while, dude. We were all singing that thing for hours. Everyone thought it was the funniest shit ever, bro. I'm not saying I necessarily feel some sort of like intense sympathy, like, oh, how could we do that? Like, no, it's not that. It's more like, what a stupid ass song that we all thought was hilarious, bro. It's the dumbest thing ever. This is the music Oh, okay, I don't mean to talk like as it's stupid. What do you mean? Like missing a chromosome? I mean genuinely autistic music. What do you mean? Like it just doesn't work? Okay, I mean, it sounds like the Rude Sandstorm, dude. Oh. Okay. Do people actually listen to this thing, like, unironically? Or do you just listen to it, like, once as a meme and everyone just laughs, has a chuckle about it, and goes home? How do people actually, like, enjoy this? You know what I mean? So I don't know, whenever I encountered a really stupid song, right? Like just something that's just really dumb, I wouldn't listen to it a ton. Like, I'd maybe listen to it once and think, ha ha. And then I'd never listen to it again, you know? Like, how can a person listen to this thing, like, more than once? Have you searched about the Brazilian bossa nova? Not really. Okay, when it comes to music from, like, Latin America, I have to admit, the only music I got really into, and again, like I said, I really, really like waltzes, right? So I got really into Argentinian waltzes. I really, really liked Argentinian music. Specifically, Rose, there's one klezmer composer I really want. Piazzolla, bro. I loved Piazzolla, dude. I listened to so much Piazzolla. But yeah, I didn't listen to a whole lot of Brazilian music, unfortunately. But hey, never too late, you know? Never too late. I remember Brazilian bossa nova. Gotta give that a look. Have you ever heard of Piazzolla, though? I feel like no one really remembers that guy, but he has some very, very good music. As for Piazzolla, it's good. Yeah, Oblivion and stuff. So nice. You have to admit, my like tastes in classical music are often like it's often kind of like the pop music of classical music, you know what I mean? Like waltzes, marches, like, I mean, the stuff, it's really, you know, the stuff is just, it was originally not meant to be thought about a whole lot, you know? It's just, but that's kind of the point, right? I mean, stuff that actually helps you relax and all that. Okay, let's wrap the stream up with a nice victory here. I want to make one more little bit of progress before I wrap things up. And I have to admit, man, things are getting harder for me to manage. We're getting robbed every other turn. Every other turn, we are losing our tax in a province or two. And that's not good. It's not good because we have a lot of expenses, man. These Spartans, they can't subsist on air alone, and they need coins in their pocket or else they won't fight. We definitely need to be making some moves, but it goes hard. It's autistic, but it goes hard. The cyber grind. Bro, why does it sound like the original? Like, you know those, like, MLG memes with, like, every single sound effect? And wow, baby, a triple. Bro, it literally looks like that shit. It sounds like that shit, but, like, as an actual song. It's breakcore. Bro, how does this stuff actually have, like, terms? Like, how does this stuff have names and classifications and stuff, dude? That's just so funny. A breakbeat. I know, man. This navy is very strong. You know what? The Romans only have these two settlements on the Adriatic. What if we liberate both of them, and then we can go swing our navy around and try to actually deal with the piracy issues that we're experiencing? And we have two armies over here. My ally is getting kind of crapped on right now. Okay, let's send this army over here. We're almost done circumvallating all of Asia Minor. Asia Minor as in the settlement, not Asian minors. I think I just have to make that clear to you, President. Epidamos isn't even that well guarded. But then again, Epidamos is also... You know what? Why don't we just send this army in? And then we just, like, do this? Can we just do this and then we can, like, raid like this? Make things annoying for the Romans. Okay. I think it's actually a pretty decent... Okay, we're still disease. You can turn anything into breakcore? Man! That's great! We definitely need more breakcore, man. Like, I just don't think that we've gotten enough of that genre already. I want to see, like, different breakcore movements. I want to see evolutions in the genre. I just don't think that the greatest breakcore artists of our generation have pushed the genre to its final extent. You know? Like, I think that we still need to see a lot of evolution, I think that breakcore has a lot of promise as a genre, as a movement. And, you know, we're gonna get to the height of the breakcore movement soon. You're just sharing this, bro. You're like, here's my favorite. Here's my favorite work of breakcore. I think it's very good. I listen to this every day. It's my happy place. Bro, my favorite... Okay, I play this one mobile MMORPG. It's called Celtic Heroes. I know it's cringe, the mobile game. Cringe, whatever. You know? If it beats you, nice. And the developers screwed up big time. I think you'll find this interesting, President. So basically, they introduced an update, and it created a duplication glitch, where people were able to replicate some very expensive items. And obviously, it started to impact the in-game economy quite a bit, right? Because people were duping, like, the best items in the game repeatedly. And the developers didn't like that. But of course, they didn't really like how people were getting all this stuff, you know? Thanks for stream, I gotta go. Good night. Good night, man! Telemacos, great to have you on board, and have a nice night, man. Sure your nights are warmer than mine in Brazil. So I'm in Canada, you know? We have the cold nights right now. But yeah, basically they duplicate the items, yeah? And the developers decided to reset all the servers, and they just pulled everything back for 2 weeks. So everybody's progress over the last 2 weeks just reversed instantly. Everything that you did, they just pulled time back 2 weeks. It's the spiciest drama going on in my life right now, man. Just watching the Discord erupt into complete chaos. It's like, obviously, everybody's mad as hell. Everyone's so mad. It's just like developer incompetence just lost people so much progress. So I don't know if you have any opinions on that, but it's a pretty crazy event. Pretty crazy thing that's happened in my opinion. Okay, I think we can go ahead and make some pretty incredible progress right here. Example, this settlement. I mean, I hate siege battles, so we can just go ahead and auto-sim this. But we'll liberate it. Boom. Tillis is back. Tillis is back and ready to kick ass. Then, I mean, that just leaves one German settlement left. Most disgusting beat ever, bro. Dude, that sounds tight, man. That sounds hardcore. That sounds based. Sounds like something I could get behind too, you know? Okay, man, if we get those 2 settlements, and I don't want to keep them, by the way. I feel like Apollonia will be too hard to hold, and I don't have any other foothold in Illyria. But if we just liberate this, man, you're too old. Yeah, you know, I lack the youth to be able to properly appreciate the genre of music. I think my brain would have melted when I was a kid, though, man. I could never listen to meme music for that long, you know? It's just too stupid. It's just too dumb, you know? You're not terminally online. I don't think that anybody should be terminally online enough to enjoy this. But yeah, I'm not terminally online. Luckily. This is not meme music. You're telling me this is actually a legitimate genre? People are serious about this. Their parents must be proud. The parents of those artists must be very happy in what their children are doing with their life. Just as mine are, but I enjoy streaming video games. They definitely don't tell me that this is a waste of time on the daily. I'm like, it's a hobby. I made $50. It's a career. Let me enjoy my me time. Here's what it's called, hyper pop in these let. Man, the hyper really adds to the title there, though. I like how they added hyper to it. There's something about the hyper makes me take it a lot more seriously, you know? Okay, I'm gonna send these 3 little raiders to this beach here. I'm gonna try to outflank the garrison a little bit. When we're dropping our main marines right on the center of the settlement, you know? And what about this? What about my, like, flagship? Can we, like... These are genre names? Yeah, I really like the genre name, you know? I just noticed, like, most of my ships, they have a scorpion on them. Maybe I can just bombard the units that are masked up against me just for, like, a little bit, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I'll have the range to, but I think I might. Hyperpop actually makes me tremor like Gigot. It just amps you up, dude. Do you actually like his music? Be honest, be honest. Do you actually like his music, bro? I'm not gonna judge either way, but do you? It'll give you insight into the human condition, yeah? Fuck, bro, actually? Damn, bro. Damn. Damn. I mean, hey, good for you. You know, whenever a person gets enjoyment, even if others think it's stupid, is worth it, bro. So I'm never gonna call something that a person gets genuine pleasure from stupid. It's like, I have friends that are into Warhammer. I think Warhammer is just really fucking dumb. Honestly, I think painting the whole figurines, bro, I think it's a stupid hobby. But if I know it makes a person happy, I never talk shit about it. Wait, can I, like, ambush shit on my own? You can actually do that with catapults, but you can't do that with ballista, I guess. Damn! Dude, my scorpions are actually doing legitimate damage to these guys, bro. And hey, good for my ballistas. I mean, good for me, eh? But yeah, we have a couple of marines that have touched down here. It's good. Problem is that I can't, like, figure out how many men we're killing because it doesn't show up in my unit's kill counter. I mean, you can see, like, here, right? Like, Vest's skull thing shows you how many men you've killed, but it doesn't actually do that if it's just a ballista here. But based on all the Roman bodies spewed all over the floor, it's pretty evident that my scorpions are doing quite a bit of damage to these guys. I metabolize caffeine too fast. It doesn't have an effect on me. I listen to hardstyle hyperpop. Probably no. It's bro. Wait, caffeine actually has no effect on you? I haven't. Okay, I've met some people that claim caffeine has no effect on them, but I always just feel like they're lying, you know, or it's like a figure of speech. Like, how, bro? Caffeine's like the best thing ever, man. I love caffeine. I have a shot of espresso every day in the morning, man. It's the love of my life, dude. Ah, you saw that one scorpion. But the thing about these scorpion bolts is that they were known to, like, nail people together. Like, it would penetrate for the first guy and then stick into, like, 2 other people. Like, imagine 2 corpses just bolted to your torso. And because you're, like, the 3rd guy to get skewered, it doesn't hit you as hard, man. I just feel like being under, like, bolt fire would be so devastating. You see these 2 guys? A flaming bolt, bro. Took them both out. Yeah, I'm just gonna be chilling here, dude. I mean, I'm barely taking any casualties compared to the enemy here. Yeah, you can see the Romans, they're like taking the bait here perfectly. They have formed up en masse to meet the threat of not that many Marines here, honestly. Meanwhile, my bolts are harrying these Italian slingers. Just doing immense damage. Yeah, I feel like we can go ahead and start landing with this core of Marines. Caffeine has no effect on you if your brain has gotten accustomed to it or your liver metabolizes too fast. So maybe with old age? I mean, I know that your brain can get accustomed to it, right? I mean, you can develop a tolerance to any drug, but I still feel like it'll have somewhat of an effect, you know? Like, I've never achieved a tolerance with any substance to the point where it's like, I don't feel it at all. It's like, yeah, I don't get as hyper as I used to when I started drinking coffee, obviously, but it's not like I don't feel it at all. I still get a good kick out of it, you know? I still feel wide awake after, still feel energized. And yeah, now my Marines are landing, but we did a lot of damage over bolt throwers. But of course, there's still a nice Roman garrison over here. You can see spearmen, you can see slingers. Those slingers are having an effect on these Marines, which I don't really like. It's bad for their health. I have to drink multiple concentrated shots of coffee, so multiple shots of espresso, eh?
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Oh, well. Well, that's, I mean, yeah, if I had to drink, like, because I have one shot of espresso every day, and I was very deliberate about it, because I have friends who are hyper addicted to caffeine, and I can, like, see how shitty it is when you have to drink, like, 5 cups of coffee to, like, actually wake up. So I never got there. I mean, if I'm, like, studying for an exam and I'm struggling, I'll drink several shots, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I'll drink, like, 1 shot of like, espresso a day, you know? I'm pretty good with sticking to it. You know, I'd say that out of all the people I know who are coffee obsessed, I'm definitely one of the more stable people. I've seen some people who are like wowzers, man. They drink so much coffee every day. They drink too much. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I mean, I have one unit that's gonna just occupy the center because it gives you a nice morale boost if you do. I thought the Romans were actually advancing like into range, but they're not. Or no, 100% doesn't have tolerance to it because when it hits, it actually hits. So just your liver, eh? Dude, I never knew that that's actually a thing. I never heard about like metabolism clashing with it. This is the first time that I've heard about it. Not to say that I don't think that you're telling the truth or anything. I think that you are. I'm just saying I've never heard of it. It's very interesting actually. So I guess the negative thing about having a high metabolism is you might not be able to enjoy getting high as shit on caffeine, eh? It's actually too bad, man. It's actually too bad. I love my coffee. I wish everyone can enjoy their coffee. As much as I do mine, anyway. Okay, I'm trying to get my Marines into play properly here. And at this point, like the Romans have better troops. Sorry, the Romans have more troops. I have better troops. On average, I would say, because these like Marines are pretty competent. But I haven't gotten like the majority of my good Marines in. A lot of the guys I've gotten are kind of like the half-assed, cheaper units. Need these guys to fully charge, because these guys just got straight up surrounded and wrecked. Now my general's coming in here. We're gonna get a nice rear charge right into the Italian citizens, who are the last guys who want to be confronted by the finest unit in my army, my general himself. Right, he's pushing in against the plebs of the village. They woke up drowsily today and heard that they're going to be fighting to the death against highly trained, highly skilled Spartan Marines. They don't like it. They really, really, really don't like it. Let's see, this unit's the one unit I have in reserve. The rest are... I see this Italian swordsman's a little overstretched. You can see we're holding off against too many men here. Probably be able to break him. Meanwhile, I see, oh, these levies. Their flank is right open. It's open season for that flank. Also, my general is going to break through these Italian citizens soon, man. These guys are not good at fighting to the death. They don't like it, actually. They don't like dying. They are ready to do it for their country. Not if they're the last line of defense to have to defend it. Yeah, I think the average person, their sense of patriotism comes from their ability to not have to die for their country, you know what I mean? If they have to die, then what good is their country, you know? And there we go, my general's going right into the Italian militia. That's a lot more of a motivated force, but they are surrounded too. Takes a measure of skill and discipline to not rat when you're surrounded. Okay, you're going back to sleep. Good idea, bro. See you later. Thanks for sharing metalcore with me, or freaking autism core. I'm gonna just call it autism core. That seems to be the most, like... That seems to be the most accurate description, you know? Yeah, my Marines, they're just going in here. They're going ham. That was pretty good, although some of my units definitely took more of a beating when they had to. And there we go. There we go, man. My Marines stormed the settlement and they take it. Nice. Okay, let's... Wait, so if I sack it, do I get slaves? All captives are killed. Yeah, I just want to sack it. And then I want to finish it. And now I want to liberate it. That's what I want to do. Because sacking it, it won't add to your slave population. Because, you know, like, slaves disturb public order. I don't really like that. Let's see. Go for plus that. I don't really know, like, all of these buffs. So give me a sec. Campaign movement range sounds really freaking good for, like, a navy. Yeah, we'll just get a bunch of, like, naval buffs. It makes sense. I mean, that's great. We just got another ally right here. These guys are going to be Illyrians, 100%. Let's see, we have Tillus right here. I mean, why wouldn't they trade with me? They are literally my military allies, and their existence as a political entity is based upon me being a nice person to them. I mean, this was great. We took 3 settlements away from Murad Viserys collectively. Now, once again, if the Lugi want peace...
Well, why do you trouble my digestion today?
Okay, well, if you wanted peace, I would have given you peace. What about you, Romans? You know, you can keep Apollonia if you're willing to concede to me. No, you're not? Well then, I suppose that we will have to take your settlement from you, for we have deemed you unfit to rule over good Greek people. Good Greek men and women. They deserve a much finer administration, so, you know, We've convened a Spartan council. We've determined that you're unfit to be here. Our army will move in, remove you, and we will impose upon the people here a more fair and equitable government of freedom-loving Greeks. That's what I'm doing here, boys. That's what I'm doing. This is a social justice killing spree. That's what we're doing, boys. Social justice. Social justice for all. Hoorah! Hoorah! Social justice. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. I don't like the fog, man. It looks too much like what's outside my window, you know? The thing I like about this battlefield is right here, between these slums, there's a pretty... I mean, it's super defensible for my hoplites, right? It's like a nice little choke point right here. And I can have my men in a nice deep formation if I sit here as well. So yeah, we're just really gonna charge right in here. Just send my hoplites into a full-out sprint. Kind of cool thing about Spartan hoplites, at least like the men that are trained into full Spartan fashion, is that they're quicker than other hoplites. You can see that these veteran Greek hoplites, they're at speed 2. The Spartan guest hoplites, they're at speed 3, so they actually run about as quickly as a lot of medium infantry do, which is a pretty unique feature. I mean, of course, the furrow swords are at speed 4, allied archers at speed 4, but, you know, speed 3 for a heavy hoplite is honestly pretty good. For heavy phalanx infantry, you know, ain't too shabby. But yeah, we've gone over here. Of course, the enemy has like Pila and stuff that they can throw at us. It's not like it's going to be the best thing in the world to just line up here and sit, but having buildings block the flanks of my hoplites is pretty damn nice. And of course, I have quite a few Pila between my Freo swords, so that's kind of nice. Man, I'm seeing like these missile units deploying on my flank. I mean, if it wants to, we can, but we have cavalry support, so we'll just send our cavalry to wipe them out, obviously. And yeah, I think it's time for my hoplites to actually form the phalanx. We have brief respite before combat starts to do so, so let's give it the full like 10 seconds it takes for the units to be fully assembled. Yeah, I mean, his veteran legionaries are taking a lot of heavy fire here, man. You know, it doesn't show that many deaths, but believe me, it's ruining the combat effectiveness of this unit for them to take this many casualties. And their slow approach doesn't really help as they're going right into hoplites. They're not going into easy units to carve straight through. Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that we're carving up these Marian veterans. Showing them who's boss. Of course, there's going to be friendly fire when we're shooting this close to my Perioikoi, but I don't think that it can really be avoided. These naval levies, we're going to go ahead and send my citizen cav. These are the nice Perioikoi, the money makers, the entrepreneurs of Spartan civilization, charging right in. I mean, you know, cavalry love a good headlong charge straight into light skirmish units, so yeah, I don't think that these guys are going to absolutely do that well against my cavalry. They're going to be dying very quickly and really have no chance in this melee, so once they start routing, we'll kill the last unit as well. Of course,
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
these guys are going to be a bit of a nuisance, so I know I'll try to get our pikes in here. And I can tell you for sure that based on the positioning of my pikes right now, this cavalry is going to take quite a bit of damage here. And my pikes are spearing them through quite thoroughly, quite nicely. I mean, the Romans are just kind of trying to bully their way through my hoplites, and I don't think that's going to really work that well. Meanwhile, let's just get these guys through. Let's actually send my general to flank around too. So well as maybe 2 Freo swords. I mean, this heavy shock cap took quite a bit of damage against my pikemen, so I think we can go ahead and send my cavalry to go engage him. They've probably been weakened enough to the point where some nice Greek citizen calves, some solid Greek citizen calves should be able to do what they have to do to kill them.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yeah, these guys are losing. My pikemen, they seem to be constantly repelling the enemy cavalry. And now we should be able to form our pikes up to just block this entire corridor. Dude, look at this unit. It's killed 51 Romans. They've taken barely any casualties. I mean, so far, very good signs from my end. And nice.
Units has used all its ammunition.
I mean, everything is going very, very well. Only thing I don't quite like is how this Italian slinger is firing, but I think it's more aesthetic than anything else. Oh, damn. We just pulled right through our phalanx. We shouldn't be able to do that. That's kind of just Rome 2 mechanics at its finest. You know, the phalanx is such a dense body of men shoulder to shoulder. Definitely no cavalry should be able to pull through that. But what we can do, definitely, it's completely legit, even in the most heavily moderated online tournament, is we can just charge these guys right into the Roman flanks, and we're going toe to toe with some militia spearmen. So my veterans, they should be able to do. Oh wait, I see something quite unsavory. Some Italian horsemen charging into my flank. Don't like that. Man, I thought we were sending my general like to the flank here. That's what I thought that we were doing. But hey, at least my Freos swordsmen, they actually countercharged the cavalry. They did pretty dang well. I'm just kind of flankception here of what's going on here. You know, my veteran hoplites that I charged in, they got countercharged by some Italians, but actually by some legionaries, so some of the better Roman units. Not just Italian town guard or whatever. Yeah, looks like the enemy, the bulk of the men that they kind of threw against my Spartan shield wall did just end up being like the crappy garrison units. Guess when you throw them in first, they don't have as much opportunity to run away, right? And yeah, the other thing is that, I mean, we do have to charge the enemy garrison if we want something to rout. Because again, right, the main line of the Romans, very, very difficult to rout. They have supremely strong morale. The garrison, like any other garrison, they'll freaking rout if you give them enough motivation to. You know, and what better motivation can you have than angry men screaming death at your rear, you know? Oh yeah, these Marian veteran legionnaires, I don't want them hitting my rear. They can be a bit of an issue here. They can be a bit of a problem. But luckily we have a near full unit of cavalry that actually outnumbers this infantry unit. And you know what? If we can get a nice charge into them, that'll be good. We can have quite a few archers to throw in as well. Meanwhile, I don't know about this legionary unit. I mean, they are chopping through my Freos infantry, which makes sense. Makes sense. Freo swords are not exactly the #1 unit in the world anyway. And Town Guard repelled my cavalry. They just send these guys back. Nice. Okay, on this side we actually managed to get rid of the veterans, which is perfect. And we charge the legionaries again, I guess. And we have some guest hoplites. I don't know. I'll just go ahead and charge them into the rear of this Italian town guard. I feel like this town guard should be a bit of a weak point in the Roman line, right? I mean, surely the Italian town guard isn't gonna hold out when you have, you know, veteran guest hoplites, men who are armed and trained in the elite Spartan manner at your rear. But on the other hand, hoplites don't exactly have the most shock value. In fact, they have none. They a very low attack. So while we will be cutting through the town guard somewhat steadily, it won't be quick. But also, surprisingly enough, the men who are out first are the good units, Italian swordsmen, legionaries. They're panicking. They're cowards. And now we have our cavalry handy, but while it wasn't able to do the most damage charging enemy rear while they were engaged, you could sure as hell say that my Spartan cavalry loves chasing down men who are already on the run. So what I can do is send a cavalry in, and they could at least prevent units from coming back to the field, or they could at the very least weaken them, so when they do come back, there'll be far less Romans capable of wielding a sword against me. So I will send in my 30-odd cavalrymen, and they'll have fun racking up kills there. Meanwhile, I just keep on giving attack orders to my Spartans, so they enhance the vice, the clamp they have. Oh crap. Around the Roman units, and ooh.
This is a shameful display.
Ah, crap. Cavalry, I mean, and formation is breached, but is being breached by routing men. Look, the Romans aren't fighting back. Have any of you guys died? No, you have had the joy, the unadulterated joy of simply letting loose your aggression and killing. Just do so. Be happy, be free. Let your anxieties melt. I'm talking about indiscriminate mass murder as if it's some sort of tranquil activity. It's messed up. But I don't know, man. I've heard for some people it is. You're a certain type of individual. Maybe not a person that you'd really want to be friends with, but some people, you know? But still though, if you come down to like the battle here, you can see that the Romans can't really push through here, because they're being confronted by like a proper Spartan spear wall, right? And then around the sides, we're just getting hemmed in, and the amount of Romans capable of resisting me is just getting less and less and less. Although, I mean, look at this one legionary. 296 kills. It may have been holding off my Ferreo swords for so long. If this is just your run-of-the-mill, standard, basic bitch legionary, I mean, they're just so much better than really all the melee infantry I can offer, which is fine. I'm playing Sparta. I'm not playing like Galatia or something, you know, a faction known for good melee infantry. But it just shows, man, like, when it comes to swords, I really got nothing that I can recruit that matches these dang Romans. But I don't know. The Romans, they are slowly disintegrating in the center here. And I think the best thing I can do is just continue to hunt, man. Continue to hunt, continue to hound these Romans as they try to retreat. And yeah, my general needs to come back. Because even like as I kill these Romans that are running, it's making the balance of power shift more in my favor. And the more it shifts in my favor, the less these Romans are going to want to stay in the fight. You know, balance of power does have an impact on the total morale of the enemy troops. And you can see here, we might be in mass rout territory in just a moment here, boys. You know what? Now that they're like actually routing, I think if we just have the cavalry unit to show up. Yeah, nice. Goodbye. Kind of like a Battle of Cannae thing there, right? You kind of slowly hem them in on the edges. Perfect. Per-frickin-fection to my Spartans. Bravo, I say. Bravo. Please keep on killing. I mean, look, man. We won that battle exceptionally well. We're going to go ahead and 3 Apollonia. It's not going to stay 3. I can tell you that. I can absolutely tell you that. It's not going to stay 3, man. It's not, but Still have another military ally for now. Who knows, man? Maybe it will. The Romans are basically out of his province now, anyway. Yeah, we'll sack it. Get some money.
Ready for laying siege to the settlement.
Wipe out the rest of the army. And then liberate.
We hunger for battle.
Boom! Epirus has risen again.
Destination reached.
Parthia does hate us. And Rome probably hates us too. Look how hostile they are, man. Do the Lugi still hate us? Oh yeah, they despise us.
I am honored to receive.
Are we trading with all of our allies? I just have to make sure because
Cries out
I don't even know all of our allies. Yeah, man. We have too many.
Greetings.
Seleucids are our client. They despise us. Okay, so we have Tillus. Tillus, we have these guys who are Illyrians. We have these guys who are Illyrians and Naesos. I mean, look at that, dude. Just look at this pleasant ring of allies. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, dude, that's awesome. That's actually really, really cool. I mean, it's just a buffer. It's just such a solid buffer. And it really insulates us against our enemies. It's so much safety afforded in that buffer. So much safety. Of course, I don't think the Romans and the Lugi will allow my ring of allies to continue to do what they do. But it's pretty good. And also, it gives us a lot of trade income. I mean, look at all this trade income here. 300 to 400 a pop isn't a bad business deal for us. I can tell you that for sure. It ain't a bad deal at all. But yeah, boys, that's all we're going to do for today. Maybe, we scored some nice victories there at the end. We played the clarinet. I think it was a pretty fun stream all in all. I certainly enjoyed it. And I know my 2 viewers who were active are gone now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And see you next time. Ciao. Bye.